Wait, stop everything. 50 Cent just dropped a bombshell on Good Morning America about his new Diddy docuseries. And what he revealed about the never-before-seen footage is absolutely wild. We're talking about clips of Diddy in the days right before his arrest, freaking out about losing his case, greeting fans in Harlem, and then saying he felt dirty afterward. And that's just the beginning. This four-part Netflix series is about to blow the lid off everything we thought we knew about Sean Combs. If you're ready for the full breakdown of what's coming, hit that subscribe button for Fame Loop Daily, because this is going to be huge. Now, let me set the scene for you. On Monday, December 1st, 2025, 50 Cent sat down with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America, alongside Alexandria Stapleton, who directed this whole docuseries called Sean Combs: The Reckoning. The series drops on Netflix this Tuesday, and according to TMZ, it's packed with footage that nobody has seen before. We're talking about raw, unfiltered moments from Diddy's life right before federal authorities came knocking on his door in September 2024. And here's where it gets really interesting. Diddy apparently filmed himself during this entire period, which both shocked 50 and fascinated the director. Like, who does that? Who films themselves when they know they're about to get arrested? But we'll get into that in a minute. First, let me break down everything we know about this docuseries, the charges Diddy faced, the trial that wrapped up with a split verdict, and what those jurors are saying for the first time ever. This is a deep dive, so buckle up. Let's start with the big picture here. 50 Cent has been working on this docuseries for months now, and it's finally seeing the light of day on Netflix. According to TMZ, Sean Combs: The Reckoning is a four-part series that takes an in-depth look at the entire Diddy case from start to finish. Now, 50 has never been shy about his feelings toward Diddy. We all know they've had beef for years. But what's interesting about this project is that 50 actually brought in Alexandria Stapleton to direct it, which gives it some real credibility. This isn't just 50 airing out his personal grievances. This is a legitimate documentary with jurors speaking out, never-before-seen footage, and a comprehensive look at how one of hip-hop's biggest moguls ended up in federal prison. The timing is perfect too, because Diddy's trial just wrapped up with a mixed verdict. He got sentenced to 4 years in prison, and now everyone wants answers about what really happened behind the scenes. Now, here's what blew everyone's mind during that Good Morning America interview. Robin Roberts asked 50 and Alexandria whether they were surprised that Diddy actually filmed the days leading up to his arrest. I mean, think about that for a second. You're facing federal charges. The feds are closing in on you, and you decide to pull out a camera and document everything? 50 said he was absolutely shocked that Diddy recorded all of this, but Alexandria had a different take on it. She found it interesting that Diddy, being the marketing genius that he is, used his skills to showcase himself in these videos. Like, even in his darkest moments, he was thinking about his image and how to control the narrative. That's honestly wild when you think about it. According to TMZ, 50 literally said he couldn't believe Diddy was filming, while Alexandria saw it as Diddy trying to stay in control of his story, even as everything was falling apart around him. So, what exactly is in this footage? Well, Good Morning America showed some clips during the interview, and they're absolutely intense. In one scene, Diddy is on the phone with his lawyers, and you can hear the tension in his voice. He tells them he's going to hang up so they can find a solution to his legal problems. Then he says something that really hits hard. He says, "We are losing." Just those 3 words. We are losing. You can hear the desperation, the realization that things aren't going his way. This isn't the confident, larger-than-life Diddy we're used to seeing. This is a man who knows the walls are closing in, and he's running out of options. TMZ reported this exact quote, and it's being talked about everywhere on social media. People are saying it shows a side of Diddy we've never seen before. This vulnerable, almost defeated version of someone who built an empire. But then there's another clip that's getting just as much attention, and honestly, it's kind of disturbing when you think about it. In this footage, Diddy is out in Harlem greeting fans on the street. He's doing what he's always done, being the public figure, shaking hands, taking hugs, playing to the crowd. But then, when he gets back in his vehicle, he says something that's raising a lot of eyebrows. According to TMZ, Diddy said he feels like he needs hand sanitizer and a bath because it was like 150 hugs. Now, on the surface, you might think he's just being germophobic or whatever. But people on social media are reading way more into it. Comments on Twitter are saying things like, "He felt dirty from his own fans? That's how he really sees regular people?" One viral tweet with over 50,000 likes said, "This man really said he felt dirty after hugging the people who made him rich. The audacity." Another person wrote, "Diddy talking about needing a bath after meeting fans tells you everything you need to know about how he views people." The internet is absolutely dragging him for this, And honestly, it does come off pretty bad when you think about the context of everything else he's been accused of. So let's talk about the charges themselves, because this is where things get really serious and where we need to be very clear about what actually happened. Diddy was federally charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and the Mann Act, which, for those who don't know, means illegally transporting people across state lines for prostitution. These aren't small charges. These are federal crimes that carry serious prison time. The trial went on for weeks, from May through June 2025. And according to multiple sources, on July 2nd, 2025, the jury came back with what's being called a mixed verdict, or split verdict. Here's what's crucial to understand. Diddy was acquitted on the most serious charges. He was found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy and not guilty of sex trafficking. Those were the charges that could have sent him away for life. But he was found guilty of 2 counts of the Mann Act, the prostitution-related charges. So he beat the big ones, but got convicted on the lesser offenses. In October 2025, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Now, here's something that's been bothering people. Some folks are saying he got off easy since he avoided the racketeering and sex trafficking convictions, while others think 4 years is still significant time for what he was actually convicted of. Legal experts have been weighing in on social media, saying that federal sentences are usually serious business, and that 4 years means Diddy will likely serve at least 3.5 years before any chance of parole. One legal analyst on Twitter broke it down, saying, "Federal time is real time. He's not getting out in 6 months on good behavior like you might in state prison." Speaking of which, this whole situation reminds me of other high-profile cases where celebrities thought they were untouchable until the feds got involved. Remember when R. Kelly went down? Or Harvey Weinstein? There's this pattern where powerful men in the entertainment industry abuse their positions for years, and everyone knows about it, but nothing happens until federal authorities step in. It makes you wonder how many people knew what Diddy was allegedly doing and just looked the other way because of his power and influence. Sources close to the case have told various outlets that there were rumors about Diddy's behavior going back years, but nobody wanted to speak up because of fear of retaliation or being blacklisted from the industry. Now that he's been convicted on the Mann Act charges, more people are coming forward with their stories, and the picture that's emerging is pretty disturbing. Here's where the docuseries gets even more interesting. 2 jurors from Diddy's trial, identified only as Juror 75 and Juror 160, are speaking out for the first time in this Netflix series. This is huge because jurors almost never talk publicly about their deliberations, especially this quickly after a verdict. Let me paint the picture for you of what this means. When jurors speak out like this, it usually means they feel strongly about their decision and want the public to understand their reasoning. The fact that they're specifically addressing Diddy's relationship with Cassie suggests that her allegations and testimony probably played a significant role in their deliberations, even though Diddy ultimately beat the sex trafficking charges. People on social media are already speculating about what these jurors might reveal. One comment on Instagram said, "If the jurors felt they needed to speak out, that means there was stuff presented in court that the public doesn't even know about yet." Another person wrote, "I can't wait to hear what they have to say about Cassie. She's been through hell with that man." The anticipation for this docuseries is building by the hour. Now, I want to talk about 50 Cent's role in all of this, because it's actually pretty fascinating. 50 has been trolling Diddy on social media for years. Like, it's been relentless. Every time Diddy posts something, 50 is in the comments clowning him. Every time there's news about Diddy, 50 has something to say. So when this docuseries was first announced, a lot of people thought it was just going to be 50 taking victory laps and roasting Diddy for 4 episodes. But from what we're hearing, it's actually a serious, well-researched documentary that's trying to get to the truth of what happened. Alexandria Stapleton is a respected director, and the fact that they got jurors to speak on camera shows that this has real journalistic merit. 50 even said during the Good Morning America interview that this project is about more than his personal beef with Diddy. It's about accountability and showing people what really goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. Whether you believe that or think 50 is just cashing in on Diddy's downfall is up to you, but the project does seem to have substance behind it. What's really getting people talking is how this whole situation went down. Diddy was arrested in September 2024. The trial happened relatively quickly by federal standards, wrapping up in July 2025. And now, in December 2025, we're getting this comprehensive docuseries. The timeline is tight, which suggests that 50 and his team were working on this even while the trial was ongoing. Sources told TMZ that production on the docuseries started months ago, which means they were gathering footage, doing interviews, and building their narrative while the legal proceedings were still happening. That takes some serious planning and coordination. It also shows that 50 was confident about getting convictions on at least some charges. Otherwise, this whole project could have backfired spectacularly if Diddy had been completely acquitted. Let me also mention that Diddy's legal team tried everything to avoid this outcome. According to various reports, they filed numerous motions, challenged evidence, and brought in high-powered attorneys to defend him. And honestly, they had some success. Getting Diddy acquitted on the racketeering and sex trafficking charges was a major win for the defense. Those were the charges that could have put him away for life. But the federal prosecutors still had enough evidence to convict on the Mann Act violations. They had witnesses, they had documentation, they had a pattern of behavior that the jury found credible enough to convict on those specific charges. When federal authorities decide to go after someone, they usually don't do it unless they're confident they can win on something. The conviction rate for federal cases is something like 90% or higher. So once those charges were filed, it was pretty likely that Diddy would face some consequences. What's interesting is that Diddy still seemed shocked by parts of the outcome, at least based on that footage of him saying, "We are losing," to his lawyers. Like, did he really think he was going to beat everything? Did he think his fame and fortune would protect him completely? It's that kind of confidence that often brings powerful people down. Comment below if you think this is justice, or if you think the mixed verdict shows the system worked by only convicting him of what they could actually prove beyond reasonable doubt. So, what happens next? Well, Diddy will serve his 4-year sentence. And then what? Does he try to make a comeback? Does he fade into obscurity? Can someone come back from federal prison and rebuild their career in entertainment? History would suggest it's extremely difficult, especially with charges like these. The court of public opinion has already judged him harshly, and even though he beat the most serious charges, there's no coming back from this in the traditional sense. Maybe he writes a book. Maybe he does interviews years from now, claiming he's changed. But the music mogul who ran the industry for decades, that version of Diddy is gone. This docuseries is essentially documenting the fall of an empire in real time from every angle. And honestly, that's probably what makes it so compelling to people. We're watching the collapse of someone who seemed untouchable, documented from every angle. What I find most interesting about all of this is how it shows that no matter how powerful you think you are, there are consequences for your actions. Diddy thought he was untouchable. He thought his money, his connections, his fame would protect him. But the feds don't care about any of that. When they come for you, they come with evidence, they come with witnesses, and they come with the weight of the federal government behind them. Even though Diddy beat the racketeering and sex trafficking charges, he still ended up convicted and sentenced to federal prison. And now, we're going to see the whole story play out on Netflix, with footage we've never seen before, with jurors explaining their thought process, and with 50 Cent putting it all together in a way that's going to be watched by millions of people around the world. Here's the bottom line. This docuseries is dropping on Netflix this Tuesday, and it's going to be one of the most talked about releases of the year. You've got never-before-seen footage of Diddy right before his arrest. You've got jurors speaking out for the first time. You've got 50 Cent and a respected director putting together a comprehensive look at how one of hip-hop's biggest names ended up in federal prison on prostitution-related charges after beating the more serious accusations. Whether you think Diddy got what he deserved, or whether you think the split verdict shows the system actually worked by only convicting on proven charges, this is essential viewing for anyone who follows celebrity news and entertainment industry drama. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to be the most shocking revelation from this docuseries. And make sure you hit that subscribe button for Fame Loop Daily so you don't miss our breakdown after the series drops. We'll be covering all the highlights, all the reactions, and everything people are talking about. Hit that like button if you're ready to watch this docuseries, and I'll see you in the next video.